across all of the platforms. Let me just get this sorted, and I really hope that this works. I'm hoping that if you are seeing this right now, that you are coming in from either YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram, and we are live on all three of those platforms. So once you do come in, if you can hear me, if you can see me, wherever you're coming in from, let me know because it will help me understand whether or not I have done the tech right to get this all happening. We're doing free psychic readings today. I'm doing psychic free readings all week as part of the Inner Ascension Alchemy Psychic Development launch, which I'm super excited about, and I can tell you more about a little bit later. But we are honestly just going to go ham. Yeah, like I don't usually do a lot of free readings, but I'm excited to work with whoever wants to come in and get a free reading going. So we're here, we're doing readings across Instagram, across YouTube, here on TikTok, of course, as well. We've literally just gone live. So we're just getting it all happening, and I'm getting out my cards as well because we are going to use the cards for a bit of fun. I've got two decks. I've got Shamanic Healing, which is honestly, this is my favorite. This is my favorite deck ever. Um, Not only is it really potent and gives you amazing guidance, but it's also really fluid. You can, as a psychic, it gives me a lot of space to interpret the cards and listen to what comes through from your guides. So the way it works is I tune into your spirit guides and with your consent, of course. And if you do want a reading, just pop it in the chat and let me know that you want a reading and we can get it going for you. So yeah, the way it works is I tune into your team. And then once I've tuned in, I will share with you the message that they have for you. So that could be about a specific question, that could be a general reading. A lot of what I'm seeing at the moment is a lot actually of what I'm seeing at the moment is what's next. I think coming out of the eclipse period, there's a lot of holy shit energy. That eclipse period screwed a lot of us over and it was heavy and it was full on. So now that we're in the shadow outside of the eclipse period, there's this question going on for a lot of us, which is, what am I meant to do next? What's the next best action? You know, there's this sense of potential overwhelm that we're experiencing, and this is where the spirit guides can come in. So much whole shit, yeah. Denny, I feel you, girl. I feel you. And in no way was I excused from that. You know, like the eclipse period, haha, it rocked my socks. Let's put it that way. But the beauty of coming through that fire, and we're in Aries now, and the beauty of being in Aries after that eclipse period is it gives us that fire to action out the things that we want to create now. So even though it kind of feels like the whole world's burning, at the same time, it's like this energy, this fire is what's going to seed in the next chapter. All right, so I'm definitely live here on TikTok. I don't know what's going on Instagram and YouTube. If you are tuning in from one of those platforms, do let me know. I'm trying to see if I can see. Is there a chat? Okay, there is a chat. So if comments come in from those channels, then I'll be able to see them. Thank you, Nature Fellow. If you haven't seen Nature Fellow's content, he's freaking amazing. One of my beautiful clients, and honestly, does some really cool stuff from New Zealand. If you like the earth, if you like nature, he is your guy. I really highly recommend his channel. Thank you for the follow, Denny. If you would like a reading, please let me know. I'm happy to do a reading for you, Nature Fellow. But also, we do a lot of readings as it is. So, Sovereignty, hey girl, it's good to see you in the chat. I'm doing psychic readings for free today, and I'm also using my decks because why not? It's a bit of fun. So we've got Shamanic Healing, my favorite deck to work with. But because I also love it, we've got the Starseed Oracle as well. The Starseed Oracle. Thank you for the love, girl. Let it rain. Let it rain. I'm feeling it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, yes, please, a general one would be amazing. I have far too many questions. Right. I'd love a message from spirit, please. Absolutely, Jamie. So we'll do Denny first, and then we'll do Jamie. So hang around. Uh, so Jamie, you just want a general reading. Now, I do not have to use cards, but I like to use them sometimes because it's fun. Oh, you just used your star seed earlier? Stop it. Do you like to use a deck, or do you feel oracle carded out tonight? Either way, sure, I'm happy to, but happy for others first. Yeah, awesome. Cool. So we've got Denny and then Jamie. Yes, let's do it. What deck did you want to use? Shamanic Healing or the Starseed Oracle? I'll let you tune in. I'm trying to do this so that both screens can see. I'm working off two screens. Yes, sovereignty, absolutely. Hey, Cami, thank you for the rose. I appreciate the love. Starseed. Yes, we love Starseed. It'll be interesting to see if you get further clarity or further messages around your reading that you already did for yourself today. All right, so we're tuning into Danny's energy. I'm just creating, I've already opened up my channel. I'm spinning my Merkaba. If you're unfamiliar with that, it is like a sacred geometry that comes from Archangel Metatron. And I just use that to really anchor in the highest light. And I've also got Archangel Michael coming in to essentially protect my energy. Um, and we're just letting my channel open here. And we're calling in the highest good for Denny. What is what do we want Denny to know? We're calling in the spirit guide team, the angelic team, the galactic team, whoever wants to come in. Actually, Jenny, stop it. Hey, Warren. We have, so good to see you in here, Warren. We have dragon energy for you, Jenny, and that's pretty exciting. So, dragon energy comes in. Oh, did I miss the wings? Oh, thank you for the wings. Thank you. And for the heart. I really appreciate it. The wings are cute. Okay. I love the wings. I love wings because it reminds me of the dragon. Yeah, the dragon's wings. And you have dragon energy here, and it is connected to the dragon here is connected to metal and to earth. So there's definitely this element of grounding down and mm, mm, it's just it's a masculine energy. What he's doing is he's like digging in to my right shoulder here, and it feels like a little bit of a. It feels like a little bit of a trial, like a little bit of a something's been scratching at you. Yeah, something's been rough. It feels like it's been digging in and it's been holding on. And ooh, it's almost like your. Ooh, it's like the attempts to. I'm just listening to what he's saying. Mm. Yeah, the attempts to like pull yourself. Oh, hi. Yes. Love this. Thank you for the vibrant stage. The attempts to pull yourself out of that, Denny, are actually digging the claws in more. Yeah. So it's like, and I could definitely take something from this book too. It's like what he's saying is you're really quite a grounded person, but there is more grounding that can be done. And saying that you can if you root yourself into the earth, if you connect into your rooting, your groundedness, your energy knows how to move with this situation. But what I can feel is he's wanting you to let go. Oh my gosh, these wings, girl. He's wanting me to let go. Yeah. So it's like ride the current is what he's saying to me. So if you ride the current of what's happening, the breeze of what's happening in your life, it's a surrender. There's a little bit of a surrender. energy to that. I can feel that it helps whatever it is, it feels a little bit like it's clawing in to relax. So let me know if I'm on the money here. Like, let me know if this resonates or if it doesn't resonate. I'm happy for this to be a two-way street. This is not my podium, and when I do readings face to face, like on Zoom readings, or audio readings, I especially for the Zoom readings, I always encourage it to be a two-way street. That's where we get the most out of the reading because then you can be like, I resonate, I don't. I feel that's necessary for sure. Yeah, so we're gonna pull a card or two or three for you, Denny. Thank you, Nature Fellow. Your Zoom readings are the best I've ever come across. Girl, you heard it here first. I've been working with Nature Fellow for, oh God, what, like a year now? It's been ages. Incredible light worker, incredible 5D light worker, super gifted, lots of work around the earth here, even the inner earth. So I do encourage you check him out. If you are here on Instagram, if you are here on YouTube, don't be a stranger. We're popping off on TikTok and we've got heaps going on. So feel free to comment and let me know if you want to join in on the readings because I can do a free reading for you. Okay. Thank you so much, Nature Fellow. All right, the cards are shuffled. We're tuning into Denny's highest good. Oh, this is interesting. This metal earth dragon. Denny, I don't know so much about the Eastern elements, but this dragon feels Eastern, almost Asian, and I'm encouraging you to look into the metal element in particular. There's something about the metal element, which I don't know, but there's something about the metal element that he wants you to look into that could be useful. The first card is going to blow you away. Stop it. Stop it. Okay. There's actually there's four cards, but there's one more card that wants to come in. I can feel that. He's like, no, there's this card wants to come in. I've actually started doing cards in my readings as well. I did one with Nature Fellow just the other day. I don't know, it grounds the reading, it gives it something, Come on, let's stop. I heard a stop and it did the thing. Okay. So now we have a bunch of cards for you, and I'm going to do this in a way that makes sense. So the first card you got was wait. Wait. I'm just showing both screens. Now this comes exactly back to what I was saying about this like going with the current pace. And then what did I say? Surrender. Hello, you can't make this up. Surrender to the sweetness. Yeah. So it's this idea of surrendering the grip on whatever it is that may not feel like it's quite going to plan. Because look at all of what's there, and this is the opportunity. And again, I can take something out of this for sure. I'm sure we all can. Look at what's there because it's freaking good, whatever is there already. Now that is more of the action, but then there's also some really beautiful like context cards as well. So the first piece is the empathic starseed. Now this beautiful card is there's an element to this card about because of your sensitivity, it can fuck you up. Oops, I swore. I hope that doesn't flag me. Very relatable. I'm sure most of us in here relate to being sensitive or empaths in some way. And so what I encourage you to do is to, your dragon energy is actually, this is interesting. Okay, that relates to this card too. Oh my God, all of this bling. Thank you for the bling. This card, the karmic relationships card, this is connected to Orion. And a lot of dragon energy comes from Orion. Don't freak out. It's not like nasty reptilian stuff, but a lot of the like potent dragon energy comes from Orion. So these two cards go hand in hand. They did fall out together, so I'm not surprised. But what this is asking you to do is to be protective around your energy. Yeah, like allow your energy to have this golden field and metal. You could even imagine it as like a metallic, strong, vibrant shield-like energy, that essentially just anything that doesn't really vibe. Yeah, anything that doesn't vibe. And the last thing that I got is this beautiful card, which is seeing potential, the sea. Yeah, which with the word that I get from this is spaciousness. Spaciousness. So that spaciousness to come in by relaxing the grip a little bit. All right, that is a very, very quick overview for you, girl. Let me know how that resonates. I hope it provides something for you. Of course, in these general readings, um, there can only be so much said, but in one-on-one readings, we can get a lot more customized, a lot more specific to you, and I can say things that would not be appropriate to say here because it's too personal for a public audience. But I just want to see if your dragon has anything left. He's saying to soar. He's like, oof. He's like, letting that grip soften allows you to soar. Yeah. Jenny says, I completely resonate. Thank you so much. It's my absolute pleasure. Thank you for trusting in me to do a reading for you. I am absolutely stoked. I love doing this stuff. Well, I just dropped my cards. I dropped my cards. We're going to do another reading. Jamie, are you still in the house? Guys on Instagram and YouTube, feel free to get in on the conversation. I think you're being really quiet or my chat is broken. And if my chat is broken, I'm really sorry. Send me a message, send me a DM, and I promise you I will give you a quick like 5-minute reading if you wanted to get one and my chat wasn't working. Being across multiple platforms at one time is like a whole thing. Yes, Angela. We love Angela. Also, stunning spirit guide, stunning starseed. Love dragon energy. I also love dragon energy. Hi, Emma. I see you. I see you. Is it Sherm? Sherm. Moni, you can get a free reading. I'm doing free readings today. As you can see, there's a lot coming in, so we'll see how many that we get through. But if you're happy to hang around, then I can try and get to you. Or if you want to organize your own, then you can send me a message or head to my website, andreasembodiment.com. All the links are in my profile. So I do audio readings and I also do like Zoom based readings as well. I'm a psychic development coach, and all week I'm doing free readings because I've just launched my new Inner Ascension Alchemy Psychic Development for those of you that want to be able to do this yourself. Yeah, like there's so much fear around this stuff about opening your channel. What if I attract a demon? What happens if I do something embarrassing? What if I get lost in the astral and never come back? So that's what the psychic development is for, so that you can open that third eye, open your heart, and it's time, guys. Our galactic gifts are here and they're here to stay. And what I'm hearing from Spirit every day is we are at the place now where we're playing with the gifts, not just hoping and praying that something saves us from this place, but we're here to actually experience a 5D life by playing with these interdimensional gifts. Why? Because it's fun and it opens our heart. Oh my gosh, thank you for the fairy wings. I love it. I feel the love. I love it so much. Thank you so much, Moni. I really appreciate it. Jamie is still here. I want to get lost in the astral. Stop it. I feel you. One of my friends is currently doing a lot of astral projection stuff and lucid dreaming practice. He's had some crazy experiences. For me, I don't do so much of the astral travel in the dream space. Mine is here in the conscious space. I don't know. I prefer that. Jamie, did you want to use a deck? So I've got Shamanic Healing, if you resonate, showing for those that are playing along on YouTube and Instagram. Or I do have the Starseed Oracle, which is the one we just used as well. So these are like my two favorite decks. I use them all the time and I love them. If you want to use one, let me know. Otherwise, we don't have to. Thanks, Moni. Yes, we've got a few in the queue. We've got a few in the queue. Yes, Angela, I hear you. Yes. That's the thing about spirit guides is they'll slap you in the nicest way. They'll be like, girl, you ain't doing the thing. Let's do the shamanic. Oh, I love the shamanic. That sound was So disturbed, but I love the shamanic. All right, just need to clear my energy. One sec, I'm just gonna get my selenite. Ooh, I'm still here. I'm just getting my selenite, girl. I'm just getting my selenite. You know what? Let's just bring the whole bowl. Look at this bowl. It's a crystal bowl that holds a bazillion crystals. Wouldn't have it any other way. I'm just using my selenite as a wand to clear me. Now, when it comes to psychic protection, you don't really need a crystal. It's not like you must have a crystal in order to protect yourself or to open the energy. But what it does is it helps you to it makes you feel powerful, and your energy combines with the energy of the crystal, and then that just makes it double. Yeah. What it does is it pulls you into your priesthood. It pulls you into your kingdom so that you can do this sort of work, because this work requires you to be in your empowered emperor, empress sovereignty. Okay, I just heard we're good to go. So I'm going to tune into Jamie's energy in their highest light. Jamie, did you have a specific question? Thank you so much, Nature Fellow. And yeah, we'll do a reading for you. I mean, we do readings all the time. So I just appreciate the love so much. Thank you for being here. Again, go check him out. Such a good fellow starseed. Now, Jamie, we are doing your reading. Do you have a specific question? Not specific, feeling a bit lost and directionless. So many people are, literally. I do free inbox readings every couple of weeks. So if you didn't get a reading today, you can always jump into my free inbox readings. I pick someone every couple of weeks and do a reading breakdown for free in the inbox. And I've had about 10 submissions over the last 10 days, not 10 days, 2 days. They've all been the same question from 10 different people. What do I do next? Yeah. Like, it's like we have this feeling right now of I want to move into something, but I don't know where it is. So I feel you on that, feeling a bit lost and directionless. Okay, the channel's opening. Girl, do you ever connect into Lyra, the Lyran constellation? Let me know, because I do have Lyran energy here, and it's very purple. The color is purple. Purple, pink, mauve. Definitely got this feline, because the Lyran, the Lyran's civilization do have a feline connection. There's a bit of toning here as well. So I do sometimes use light language just to tune into the frequency. Yeah, beautiful. Sorry, I need to do a bit more toning here just to tune into their frequency. It helps me to adjust my frequency and vibration to theirs. There we go. Okay, we're in. Okay, so I'm here with your team. There's a Lyran frequency. I'm not sure how. That's okay. That's what Inner Ascension Alchemy is for, to teach you how. But in the meantime, I can tune in. So they've got me in this beautiful waiting room, and often spirit guides will take me into waiting rooms because they're meeting places. It's a meeting place. There's plush, purple, indigo. It's very luscious. It feels voluptuous. It feels elegant. It feels a little bit extra. There's this feeling of beauty in the space, yeah, and I think they're nodding to me. They're wanting to draw your attention to beauty. Now, I'm not saying whatever you're doing has to be in the beauty realm, but at the same time, there's this element of what feels beautiful for you, because they're asking you to go in that direction. what feels beautiful for you. If we took this super literally, we could be like, this means like doing painting nails and being in the beauty industry. I don't know if you're what industry you're in or what resonates with you, but there's this feeling of you are being called to recognize your beauty, but in order to do that, you can recognize the beauty that is in the environments and the people around you so that you feel the beauty within you. Because hypnotherapy and subconscious work, but I haven't started yet. Oof, oof, that's some beautiful work. Okay, well, if hypnotherapy and subconscious work is in the space, let's see what your team have to say about that. Because these are galactic Lyrans, like they can work with that very easily. They're recognizing that you're feeling called to share your gifts. Yes, you're feeling called to share your gifts, and they're acknowledging that this comes from that place and that you're ready for that. Again, it's like what they're showing me is they want you to do this in a place that feels beautiful. They want you to do this work in a almost like in the flesh. They're saying, "Yeah, okay, there's some online work that you could do here," but they're saying what this could really look like for you. Maybe there's a friend or there's someone in your community that has a space, that people can rent out or that people can, come and go in, like a consultation space. They're encouraging you to find a space that you could work from and out of and just start. Just start. Be real about where you're at in the situation. Okay, someone who owns a clinic. Okay, that's they're saying as if it feels beautiful and it feels beautiful to you, then that is the right sign. But it needs to feel beautiful. It needs to feel like luscious in a way. If the space is like clinical, because sometimes if we go to those consultation places, they can be a bit clinical. If it feels like that, no. Because what you're calling in is like it's purple and gold, girl. It's calibrated to that frequency, and the environment around you needs to be calibrated to that too. Girl, this is connected to your heart. My heart is so open right now. Like I can feel the amount of heart that you have for this work, and that's because it's connecting into your 5D timeline. There's a card for you there. Bang, healing energy. That is what you offer through this work. I mean, look at that card. Look at the hand. The hand. Here's another card. Abundance. I'm telling you, like, I mean, this is an oracle card, but they use pentacle symbology, and it was flipped. So what I hear, because I asked, why is it flipped? Why is it flipped? Well, it feels flipped right now because you're at the beginning of the journey where it's like dribs and drabs, and you're like not sure about it. That's why we need to get you connected into that abundance energy, hence the beauty piece and growth. I mean, God, these cards are so perfect. It just feels so hard to start the stuff and fit it into a life, biz owner and mum. Okay, let's see what your team have to say about that. They're showing me an abacus. Do you know what an abacus is? Like, those old school, like, bead counting things? Okay, why have we got an abacus? Your Lyran guides are so fun. They're so fun. See, this is the thing, galactic spirit guides and angels, they're so fun, it's not serious. We often think about galactics especially as these, like, stoic things that are, like, really serious, like we come from above, but actually they're so lighthearted because 'cause they're loving beings. They radiate joy and laughter. So, they're so fun, and what they showed me was, like, you are in your mind trying to balance the 2 sides of the abacus. This represents the financial spreadsheets, this represents your time. This represents like all the things that you feel like need to be so perfectly balanced. I get it. I get it. You know, we live in a physical world. You have a family, you've got stuff, you've got bills, you've got the priorities. Yeah, we get that. However, however, what is they literally just pushed it over. They're like pushed it over because there's an element of you won't be able to balance it out mentally and on paper to the exact degree that your mind may want for the stability of making the move. What they're saying is you actually need to make the move and then balance it according once you've made the move. Yeah. So obviously you're not going to go in silly and just be like, oh, screw my priorities. Like, of course there needs to be some wisdom in your approach. And yet there is also an element of like, it's time to take the leap because when you do that, when you see, like, it's like the beads kind of just fall, and it's like, okay, well, now you get to put them back in a way that wants to be, that feels good for you. Yeah. This makes a lot of sense, especially for my personality. Do you know human design, Jamie? You're probably a 3-line in the human design. I could be very wrong, but it's giving 3-line energy if you know your human design profile. If you don't, I do readings. Not my main jam. Obviously, psychic work is my main jam, but I used to do a lot of human design readings. Um, I think that's it for you. I feel like you're like your guidance team are there if you want to do a reading with me. I do an audio channeled reading, which goes straight into your email inbox. That's a little bit more affordable. So if you want an affordable reading option, that's a good one. Or if you want to come into a full blown like face to face, then we can do that too. And also, you can learn how to do this yourself. This is why I'm doing these lives, because I've launched Inner Ascension Alchemy. It is my one-to-one premium coaching psychic development program for anyone that is ready to meet their team for themselves. You don't have to have any experience. You do have to have a willingness to learn, a willingness to commit to your growth. And especially if you're coming in completely green, there's probably going to be some healing work involved as well, because usually the channel isn't opening because there's something in along the channel, which is the Kundalini channel, if you guys know it, that's blocking the energy from opening. A Kundalini awakening is essentially the same thing as a psychic awakening. It's just a different label. That's how I see it. All right, we're going to do another reading. I am sending so much love to you, Danny. Oh man, just going to clear that energy. Danny, like, seriously, I wanna come to your beautiful space. It's gonna be so luxe. If you're coming in from YouTube or Instagram, don't be shy. We're popping off. We're on TikTok as well. We're doing spirit guide readings, psychic readings. I see you in the house. We've got a ton of people on TikTok as well, so we're all here, and I'm trying to make the tech work. You know, I am a millennial, so I'm practiced in this, but I wasn't born with the ability like so many of them are nowadays. That's how I feel sometimes. So funny. Yeah, I think this makes a lot of sense. I'm so glad it's making sense, Jamie. Awesome. Sending you heaps of love. Okay, guys, I know there's been a lot of requests for readings, obviously trying to get through as many as possible. Now, there was somebody that stood out. He's, I think he sent me like a flower or something. Oh, Sovereignty. Are you still here? Sovereignty, you're third. And then after Sovereignty is Moni. Moni, Moni. Are you still here? Sovereignty, Moni, Moni. Are you still here? Thank you so much for the roses, T Bowls. T Bowls. That feels like bang. I love that. Yes, Moni's here. Is Sovereignty here? Amazing. Okay, Sovereignty, you're up next. Oh, thank you for the mask. Third eye vibing. We love it. We love it. Sovereignty, do you have a question that you would like to ask, or is it more of a general, like, what's next? Does your guidance team have anything they want to say? I've got the 2 oracle decks. We don't have to use them, but always a bit of fun. Let me know if you want to. Hey guys, if you're coming in and you want a reading, I'm trying to get through as equally and honoring when people come in and request. So I'm just taking it in order of when you request it. And yeah, trying to get through as many as possible, but you can always DM me if you want to organize your own one-to-one reading, of course. Sovereignty would love a general. And Sovereignty, did you want a oracle card? Again, we've got Shamanic Healing, we've got the Starseed Oracle. Ooh, both of these are really beautiful to work with. Of course, you don't have to, but you can if you want. I like Shamanic, but I'm feeling pulled to Starseed. Girl, trust, we trust, we trust. I'm just gonna hydrate. This is my life. This reminds me of the pina coladas on the beach, and this is why I bought it. And plus, if I can't drop it, has anyone ever owned one of those? I promise we're getting to your reading sovereignty, but an aside, has anyone ever owned one of those gorgeous drink bottles that have a full-blown crystal in them? I'll show you. So this literally comes from one of those drink bottles, and they have a amazing crystal in them. And what the idea is you program the crystal, and then the water is, as we know, water programs directly to the frequency that we put into it. And a lot of us, including myself, have a lot of Atlantean starseed, well, Atlantean lifetime connections. So tuning water is something that we're actually really good at. But they're made of glass usually. So what did I do? I had it for 2 weeks, dropped it, but at least I've got the crystal. Don't have the drink bottle anymore. So my advice would be, if you're going to get one of those, don't buy a glass one unless you know what you're in for. You know what? I'm going to keep the crystal with us because why not? You know, we're here. I'm going to put my phallic friend down by my side. I have the one with the little ones. That one is pretty though. Oh yes. Do you have to gift for a reading? No, you don't have to gift, Jules. I'm just taking it in a as it comes basis. So there's a bit of a queue though. So yeah, put in. We are working with Sovereignty in the highest light and good for her general reading. The word that comes to my mind, Sovereignty, is sunshine. Sunshine. There's a warmth in your aura. There's a radiance in you that is just sunshiny. Gold, yellow, that's the colors I'm getting. Very different to the previous reading. I'm being reminded to put my feet on the ground. So there is a message from your team about grounding down. This is interesting. I'm getting a do you feel like you're being stretched right now? What I'm getting is, and like, let me know, because the more feedback we get, the more I can customize this to your experience. Sorry, I keep facing this way. I need to face both of the screens, girl. What I'm feeling is you are going both up and down at the same time. Now, this feels like it's overwhelming, but it's actually part of the process. So what's happening is your feet are being pulled to the earth, grounded hardcore. Same time, your crown and third eye are being pulled up. Now, what that feels like is in the physical body, it's like, oh my God, I don't know whether I'm coming or going. I feel overwhelmed. I feel almost a little bit sick. It's like the directions are opposing each other, which then makes the feeling of being stretched. And what I'm hearing is stretched in your capacity, but also stretched in your just in almost like everything. There's this feeling of being just, it's too much. It's like a stretch for me. I practice centering daily. Yes. So what your team are telling me now, I want to get a bit more of an understanding of what this team is, because I've had dragon energy today. We've had Lyran energy today. What is this energy? Girl, this is the first time I've ever experienced this, and they are showering me with love. I didn't even know this was possible, but apparently it is. These guides come from the sun. These guides come from the sun, from the soul, like the earth sun, our sun. Isn't that beautiful? And what I'm hearing is like, they're literally saying to me, of course, like, why would there not be guides that have an energetic affiliation with the sun. Why would there not be? And these guides, they're telling me they come from a 11th dimension. That's what they're saying to me. 11th dimensional guides. That's where they normally sit. For us to chat to them today, what they do is they come down into the 5th dimension or the 6th, because that's what I have to do, is I have to raise my frequency, at least energetically. Obviously, I'm in a 3D body. But in order to meet your guides, to be with your guides, you have to raise your frequency up to meet them halfway. Yeah. So there's this I raise up and they come down to meet in the middle. That's how we communicate with them. Now, they come from the sun. They're using the word golden child. Golden child. It's like you are the golden child. I don't know if this relates to your past, but there's a little bit of a golden child energy in the past. What I'm hearing is you are still the golden child, girl. And they want you to reclaim that. Yes, they want you to reclaim that, because there's this weird energy of almost like the teacher's pet. I don't want to be the teacher's pet. I don't want to be too bright. I don't want to be recognized at the point where it makes other people jealous of me. If I'm too in my flow, if I'm too in my heart, that will make people turn away. And you know what? It might, but they're not the right people for you. I reclaim that energy. Yes, girl. And it's like what they're showing me is that you're being stretched. Your energy is being stretched up into the sky, down into the inner earth, because you are ascending. We're all ascending, but you are really in the physical body upgrade right now. Your physical body is learning how to hold more divine light that you carry. And they're showing me this, like, see behind me? This is so random, but I'm doing it anyway because I'm just that rogue bitch. Like, this is what I see. If this is the crown, this is what I see in you. And that's relating to that solar energy, which is like, you're learning how to stretch into that fullness as well, and how to take up that fullness. And now I want something more tangible than that, because it's all very nice and good to talk about the energetics. I love looking at energetics, but I also like some tangible action, because at the end of the day, we do live in a 3rd dimensional reality, and they're nodding to that. And they're like, yes, I know, we know. There's two guides. Actually, there's 2 main guides, but there's a 3rd guide standing behind who's almost just watching. Oh, that's so cute. You have a guide in training. You have a guide in training. I love this. So there's 2 main guides, but there's actually a soul that you've contracted to, that guide is learning how to be a guide. Yeah, because they've ascended enough to be in that sort of the level, so to speak, of a guide, and to take on the soul mission of being a guide, but they're learning. I love that. I've never seen that before. Maybe that's something that they do. There's a card. Maybe that's something that they do in the solar, like the Surya. The word Surya is coming through. Maybe that's the word that how they do it there with that energy. Okay, we've got a couple cards, but I want to pull one more. The first card I resonate with a lot. Oops. The second card I'm going to have to ask you a little bit more about, because I'm not entirely sure. I want more clarity on the second card, please, or anything that's going to serve in the highest light for sovereignty. These cards are really big, so when you shuffle them, it's like, whoa. I can't with this. I can't. These cards are just, I know that every tarot reader ever always says, "Oh my God, you can't make it up." But shit, you cannot make this up. Look at what I just pulled. The golden children, girl. The golden child. See? You're meant to reclaim this. See that beautiful pillar of light, the sun right there. You have solar energy in you. You have a connection to the heart of this solar system, girl. You are. We can definitely dive into more of that if you want to do a one-on-one. But let's get to the other cards. The first one is I remember that. I remember. So this is the overarching theme of the cards to follow. So this is the overarching theme of the cards to follow. So the first card is I remember. I remember that. I'm reclaiming that. Yes. Now this is an interesting one. The Great Severing. That's the card I was a little bit unsure about. The Great Severing. Now this has got Mars energy. It's related to anger. It's related to cord cutting. For those that are on YouTube or Instagram, this is the card that we pulled. And then what I'm getting here, so I'm going to ask your team for a bit more guidance there on what this one means specifically. Cutting of an old identity. That's what they just said. Cutting of an old identity. There's an identity there. And I think this comes back to the teacher's pet energy, the avoidance of that. The avoidance of being too bright in the room. Are you Australian you're Canadian? Do Canadians have the tall poppy syndrome that we have here in Australia? Americans don't have it. In the US, they're like, we can be amazing and we get to be great. Let's shine together. Whereas I feel like here it's like, you're being too big. Get back into line. So I'm curious if it's like that in Canada as well, both Commonwealth-based countries. So yeah, there's an identity shift that you're in currently. This would explain the stretch. You are being stretched to fulfill your fullness. Don't be afraid of being too bright. I had to learn that lesson. I absolutely had to learn that lesson. I think most star seeds have to learn that lesson. The last card is the Void. Now, I think I was so much so that I was told all the time I was cheating at life. Girl, see, that's some trauma stuff. That's some inner trauma stuff where it's like, if I shine too bright, then I am going to be rejected. Yeah. I can relate. It's something that bang hits us right in the heart. But you are solar energy. You have beautiful solar energy in you. I don't know why, but they're guiding me to that feather. See that feather? For those playing on Instagram and YouTube, there's the feather. Oh my God, yes. Hey, Igor, I can see you from YouTube. Yes. Also another one of my beautiful clients. I love working with Igor. So the void space is essentially you know how you were talking about you're doing centering a lot? Keep going. Because that centering is helping you to navigate this with a lightness. And I think that's what this feather is. This feather is a lightness quality to it. Because we could make this a really serious shadow healing, trauma therapy. We could go down that road. We could be like, oh, I need to release my past life trauma and I would need to release my childhood trauma. But they're saying that actually on the other side is the lightness that the inner child just has when it decides to take off that layer of conditioning, when it decides to say, you know what? I don't need to carry that anymore. And you can sit there with that part of you, that little person that was told that they were cheating at life. Girl, that's what people that are super bogged down would say to somebody. That's not we don't want to take advice from people that are bogged down in the weeds, do we? So, but the thing is, they're our parents, they're our friends, they're our relatives, they're our teachers sometimes. So I get it, but it's like reclaiming that, looking at the inner child, being like, we don't need to carry that anymore. And you know what? It's one step at a time. This is uncharted territory. I feel like you've been aware of this before and it's come up again. Maybe this has come up in the eclipse period, but it's like, this isn't the first time you've worked on this. And they're saying, yeah, it was. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. They're laughing. They're like, what do you do? Because sometimes, always, it's never one and done, guys, because there's always layers. It's, these are life, these are soul contracted lessons that we are here to learn. So yeah, there's multiple layers. It takes time, and you have to like work on it as it comes up again and again and again, because you can see it from a different perspective each time. So that one is your reading, girl. As always, if you want to do one-on-ones, you know the options. Audio reading, it's straight into your inbox. Or we can do an in-person reading. That's funny because I thought we were done, but I did drop one more card. I'm sorry. There's forgiveness required for this. Forgiveness of those that hurt you. There is a forgiveness required. A forgiveness of the self for letting it dull your light, but mainly a forgiveness to the people that were the ones inflicting the beliefs onto you, because they were coming from their own pain and their own story and their own conditioning. Now, I know I take a long time to do my readings. I don't believe in doing 2-minute readings for people because we deserve more than that. My normal readings, half an hour. If you do an audio reading, it's half an hour. And if you do an in-person reading with me on Zoom, 90 minutes. And if you do my psychic development training, Inner Ascension Alchemy, well, you're getting like 3 months. Because that's the amount of time it takes to start opening up a channel. Yeah, it's not one and done. Now, so I know that I'm taking up the time. Thank you so much, Sovereignty. I really appreciate it. And I thank you guys for your patience. We are now and I thank you for the gifts. My God, I'm so grateful. I'm seeing them all, the roses, the masks, the things. I'm just loving, loving, loving. Oh my God, is Sam still here? Yes, such a cutie. Now I'm trying to remember, is it Minna? I can't remember the name. Moni, are you still here, Moni? Moni is next in the queue. Are you still here though? That's the question. And does anyone want a reading from Instagram/YouTube? Because we're here. Yeah, we're streaming on all 3 platforms at once. It's a whole mood. Moni in the house. Moni's here. Excellent. Okay, so let me just clear the energy again. Absolutely not. No, you cannot. Sorry, I'm just working here spiritually. Okay, we're ready. Moni, do you want to do a general reading or do you want to do something specific? Thanks for the follows, guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate the love. I'm going to be coming live all week, at least every other day. So if you don't get in today, stick around because we might be able to get you. Oh, that's not right. Shamanic Healing or Starseed Oracle, Moni? General, and did you want to use a deck? We don't have to, but we can. Okay. Got to stay hydrated. Yes, Courtney, we love our New Zealand friends. I still need to get over there. Yes, Ray from Cape Town. Yeah, let us know where you're coming in from, guys. I'm so curious where everyone's from. We've got Australia over on YouTube at least. Sydney, heck yes. I'm coming to you guys from the Sunshine Coast. I moved here about 1 month ago. My entire world has changed and it's terrifying. Ireland, yes. We love it. Okay. Now, did you pick it? Oh my gosh, you're in Noosa, Danny. Let's catch up. Let's have brunch. Let's do a reading. Let's whatever. Yeah, I'm Northern Sunny Coast, Danny. Northern Sunny Coast. So I'm near you. Send me a message in my DMs if you want to. I don't know. I can just say good day. Now Now, guys, I and Denny, if we do catch up, I probably will not remember anything about the reading because when you're doing this many, it's just to remember every detail. So forgive me if that happens. Moni, did you say which card, which deck you want? I'm trying to find it and I can't find it in the chat. Shamanic Oracle or Starseed Oracle? General, I've got the general. Well, look, I'm just going to go ahead and start. Hopefully you're still here. And if you decide, Starseed, it's come through. Cool. Beautiful. Okay, so there's a message for you immediately, which is your heart is a portal. Yeah, that's what that I'm hearing. And I don't know yet because I'm not tuned in, but I can already feel Venusian energy for you. Let's see. You know that Numa Numa song that Rihanna decided to cover? I just had that come in. That has come in a lot recently, so it has been in my brain as a bit of an earworm. I will admit that, but it has just come back randomly, and I think that's because they want you to know those words. I'm gonna be a shining star, fancy clothes, fancy car. That's what they want you to know. So live your life. Heart portal. There's some messages coming through already. Is it Venusian? I don't often. I'm seeing two curtains and the curtains are closed and I'm waiting. Are you waiting? Do you feel like you're waiting, Moni? Let me know in the chat. I have this feeling of I'm waiting and it's almost here and I'm anticipating the curtains opening, but they're not opening. And I'm trying to peek through the curtains and I'm not seeing much, but I know there's something coming. So I'm curious if that resonates at all, but that's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm seeing. Huh. Is it? I've got a guide here and I'm just going to I have a technique that I teach in Inner Ascension Alchemy. It's called the 3 Circles of Love technique. It is a psychic discernment tool set that I use to check in when I've got an energy like I have now that I'm not entirely sure if it's the right one. Only energies in the highest light for myself and for Moni. So what I'm doing is I'm doing that technique now. Okay, now this guide is good. This guide is good. I just did the discernment piece. If you want to learn that one, you can chat to me about Inner Ascension Alchemy. Yes, it does. It does feel like you're waiting. You actually have a mantis guide with you. So the guide looks like a praying mantis. Now, mantis energy is legit. There are lots of starseed races that are mantis, but that's why I checked because sometimes, you know, with the mantis, with some of the physiology, some of the forms are a bit like, whoa, you know, so you're like, as a human, I'm like, oh, that's a mantis. That's a bit scary. I'm just going to tune into the discernment piece to check the energy. So basically what I do is I send it a ton of love in a very specific way and I see how it responds. And that's how I know. This guide is here for you in their highest light. This mantis is also, think of it as a hybrid where it's like a mantis, but you know those beautiful mantises that look like flowers? Not the ones that look like a leaf, the ones that look like a flower. They've almost got like a pink tinge. That's what I'm seeing. They've got green and they've got these florals all over them. And there's this energy of reclamation. There's a reclamation that they're orchid. Yes, sovereignty. That's a beautiful word. There's this energy of reclamation that they want you to know about. There's something that needs to be reclaimed so that this waiting thing can be put to rest. There's a softness in there's a softness in the voice, and they're encouraging you to speak the sweet truth softly. Again, I can always learn from these. We all can, yeah, but they're encouraging you to speak the sweet truth softly. They're saying Um, they're really asking you to use your voice, actually, to speak up because that's gonna help. Um, and there's a sense of let me just tune in. Mm. It really comes from the heart space, you know, there's this sense of, like, there's this sense of it's a loving energy. That's why I, first initially inquired if this was Venusian energy, because Venusian energy has a very loving frequency. But, oh, thank you, Igor, over on YouTube says, "I highly recommend a reading with Andreas. They are amazing." Thank you, Igor. I appreciate it. Yes, I've worked with Igor for a long time, and I'm gonna actually share a bit about his story. Don't worry, I won't give it all away, Igor. I'll protect your privacy. But I want to come to the cards now for our reading. Also, if you see anyone, there's some naysayers in the chat. If you see any naysayers in the chat, send them love, you know, because as a collective, there's a lot of us in here, nearly 50 of us in here. And when you include over on the other channels as well, send them the love, because the reason they're hanging around and wanting to comment is because part of their heart is interested. Otherwise, they would flick straight past. But there's a part of them that is curious enough, or that is bought in enough, that wants to learn and to know more, but they're not giving themselves the permission to go there. So let's send them the love, because they're conditioned as, yeah. You know, the fear is, if I accept this, what does that make me? Who does that make me? Yeah. The fear of being crazy, right? The fear of being labeled as cuckoo or whatever keeps so many of us held back. And it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to. We just have to let go of that conditioning. All right, we're nice and tuned in. Cards for money, 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 money. Bang, 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 bang. All of those cards. There it is. Okay. Now, this is, I pulled four, there's four cards that we pulled, which is like the storyline, but then there's an overarching card as well. I like to work with the cards in this way. Now, the first card that we pulled is Portal. Now, Portal is, this card is indicating that there is changes coming, and that there's this portal of opportunity that's there, but there's also a big piece of, this is the reclamation. Yeah, there's a big piece of, you need to take this, you need to make a decision, you need to take some action. Yeah, I'm curious if this is relating to you, girl. Let me know in the chat. What they're encouraging you to do, your guides, they were saying you need to speak this, you can speak the sweet truth softly, ask for what you want, use your voice to create the reality you want. But they're saying that if you just step into the portal, it's like this idea of the curtains. They keep showing me, it's like you're peering into the curtains. They're like, girl, walk through the curtains by getting in the stream. And to put yourself in the stream, you do need to speak. You need to ask for what you want. You need to declare to the universe what you want, and also have conversations with your people about what you're calling in. Okay. Now that's the portal card. Now let's look at what some of the context here. Okay. So what they're saying is, this is a reminder to you. This card is, there's healing involved. Yeah. There's healing involved. Oh, it needs me to drag the puzzle because I've been live for it. So we've got two cards here. We've got Deep Cellular Healing, and we've got the Earth School card. So what these cards are indicating to you is that in order to do what I've just said, what the guides are suggesting, there is some healing required. There's some looking at your stuff. to make it happen. You know, it's not just like, oh, I can do this willy-nilly, I can do this easy peasy. They're acknowledging and honoring that there is some of that work to do, but that's where the softness comes in. And this guide, they're like, the guide is like gently touching this side of my neck, and they're like saying the softness, live visibility restricted. What? Okay, so for some reason my live got restricted. I don't know why. It's so random. I was like, why did TikTok? Anyway, we're still working even though we got this restricted live BS. Started the process since my dad passed a few weeks ago. Holy cannoli, that is a lot. And that explains that card. Okay, so there's 2 more cards. Firstly, that's a lot. And I'm sending you a lot of love. That's a lot to handle. The softness piece. Ask your guides to work with you, to support you. Yeah? Okay, so a new earth. This card is about it's coming. It is coming. That's what this card is about, reminding you. It is happening. It will take a little bit of time. You are working on it, little by little. The softness is really important. Thank you, Sovereignty, in the comments. Sending a love to Moni. And this card came up, and I wasn't sure why, but now I know why. This card is about, this is the Seven Sisters card. It's about expression, dance, joy, creativity, but it's sisterhood, it's friendship, it's networks, it's connections. So there is this sense of, oh my gosh, the love in the chat right now is just blowing me away. Thank you guys. I really just thank you for the loving energy. It's really beautiful and I'm vibing. Look to those around you for the support that you require, because they want to give it to you, is what I'm hearing. They want to give it to you. They want to be there for you. You don't have to do all of this alone. Yeah. And this is about expression. This is that using the voice. Again, you can, you will, be gentle. It's happening. That's what the message is for you. Thank you, Moni. Thank you, Moni. Okay. We're just going to reset that energy. I promised myself I would go for at least an hour and a half. So we've got at least another 20 minutes to go. And maybe TikTok decided to kill it restricted my live, and then the numbers dropped by like 90%. And I'm assuming that's because Spirit wants the ride or dies to be in the room so that hopefully I can get to everybody. Now, I am just going to do a reset because there's so many messages in here for people wanting a reading, and I don't know who's still in the room. If you would like a reading, pop it into the chat and I will pick someone at random. I usually go chronologically, but when I've had this many people come in, it's like you just don't know who's still in the place, who's gone skis, who's flicked past. And as you do that, I'm just going to have a quick hydration. Yep, I'm seeing it all coming in. Guys, I want to quickly tell you about Igor's little journey. I've been working with Igor one-on-one for quite some time, initially not in the psychic development space. But because we've got such a close relationship now, like, you know, when he sends me stuff, I will just launch into what I can see. And one of the things that he was struggling with and is still working on is the third eye is not open. Thank you for the hand hearts, Moni. I really appreciate it. And I really receive it. It's been a pleasure to do your reading. A common thing that we struggle with and what Igor was struggling with is I can't see in anything. My third eye feels closed. I can't visualize. You're asking me to visualize this and you can see a praying mantis. I can't see a praying mantis. I don't know what's happening. But not only that, it's like I can't hear, I can't feel, I don't have the clairaudience, the claircognizance, the clairsentience. I have none of it, right? And I don't seem to be able to shift that. That is common. What it means is the Kundalini channel is not open enough at all for a glimpse of those abilities. I can guarantee you that we all have all of those abilities. Yes, it's true. Some of us are aligned more to certain ones. So, for example, for me, the clairs that I most relate to is the clairvoyance because I have the psychic sight. That is the one I use predominantly, but clairaudience is a big one for me as well. And sometimes I get that clairsentience, that sense of I can feel. And sometimes I get the claircognizance, which is the one of like, I just know. I can't tell you why I know, but I just know. Often personally, that's the one I get. Do I get the one with taste much? No. Do I get the one with smell much? No, right? So it's not that I can't, it's just that they're not the natural ones I have. Now, we can all access all of these, but it does require a little bit of a dedication to opening up the channel. And for me, that looked like years of yoga, meditation, breath work. I was doing tantra with no like plan to open my psychic channel, but the byproduct of doing that energy work is that it opened my psychic channel because I opened my Kundalini channel. Again, it just happened. I didn't plan it. It just happened. But we're in a position now where so many of us are awake, so many star seeds, galactics, light workers, we're awake. We know we have the interdimensional abilities. We know the gifts are there. We just need to work on them. Because for some of us, it comes natural. For me, it never came natural. I wasn't 3 years old seeing spirits. That was not my experience. Yeah. It opened up as an adult for me. And one of the things that often happens when people have no ability to tune into anything is what's happening is we're looking at the situation inside of our body. So instead of thinking psychic work happens when you move into your heart and then open up from there. And there's this misconception that in order to open up our psychic ability, we have to like zoom up into the crown and somehow beam ourselves up into the universe. And that's how we establish a connection psychically. Thank you for the love, guys. I'm really receiving. The truth of the matter is, actually, as you go into your heart, as you open up your love, what that does is it raises your vibration and it raises your frequency. And I know sometimes people poo poo that, like, oh, vibration and frequency, what a joke. It isn't a joke. Everything in the universe is vibration and frequency. And if you ignore vibration and frequency, you have completely lost the point. Because it doesn't matter if you're shamanaing away, shamaning, doing your breath work, if your frequency is staying low and you're not doing the work to like raise the frequency and move the energy and open it up, it can't open up. It can't because there's blocks in the way. So often with trauma and stuff that happens, it pulls us out of our body like it was doing with Igor. And then what happens is we're looking over our shoulder, hyper analyzing what's happening, going, I can't feel anything, I should be feeling something. And it gives us almost a sense of performance anxiety. So the remedy to that is actually to move into your body and to start to focus on exactly what you can feel, which is your physical sensation with your skin. Unless you burnt your fingers off or something like that, unless you don't have some form of touch, you can feel something, right? Even if it's your breath, you can feel the sensation of your breath, your air moving in and out. So when we do that, when we connect into that sensation, what it does is it focuses our attention into the body so that we can focus on what we are feeling. And when we strengthen that over time, then we can perceive, because now we're anchored in here. We're not sitting outside of our body going, what's happening? It's not working. It would never work. If you're not inside your heart, your body broadcasting out, it would never work. So we work a lot on that when people have blocks in the one-on-one psychic development. In inner ascension alchemy, there is, depending, everyone's different, but depending on where the individual is at, that is part of the process. So for Igor, like working with him, if he was to come back into my program and want to do one-on-one psychic development coaching with me, a little discount because we've already worked together before, I'd be wanting to work on that. Be wanting to work on that and looking at what's been causing him to be outside of his body so that we can move back into the body and open up the channel. Okay, I know I went on a tangent, but I got TikTok blocked me for like 10 minutes. So, all right, we're here. We're doing readings. If you're still with me, let me know. And we are going. I'm asking, is Kathleen in the house? Is Kathleen in the house? If you are still in the house, Kathleen, make yourself known. No, thank you. I loved listening to that. Thank you, Kathleen. I appreciate it. I'm really glad, and thanks, guys, for sending me the love. I'm glad that my little tangent worked. I hope it was helpful. I hope that, if that relates to you, let me know if you've got questions about that, because we can answer them. I'm here to answer all the questions about psychic readings. Oh, yes, Igor's still here. I hope that that felt okay to share your story, or I kind of just went for it. But I think that by sharing your story, it helps so many people along the same path, because your story is so common. Okay, Shamanic Healing or Starseed Oracle Girl? Pick one that you would like. Kathleen, we are doing Kathleen. You don't have to use one, but we can. And would you like a general reading, or do you have a specific question for your guides? Bye, Michelle. Thank you for the love, Michelle. Sorry that I didn't get to you. Guys, I do see all of these beautiful messages. I wish I could respond to every single one. I'm only human. I'm broadcasting across 3 different channels right now, so there's only so much that I can respond to, because otherwise I'd be breaking the flow of the conversation and we'd never get anywhere. General reading, please, and you can choose. Ooh, thank you. I'll let your guides choose. How about that? I'm just going to pull in some of my psychic protection. What I'm doing is I'm reinforcing my Merkaba. The Merkaba is a tool that you can use. It's a vehicle. It translates to spirit body, light spirit body, light spirit body. I'm releasing a masterclass about it in a few weeks. But this vehicle is how we can tune into our higher dimensional abilities, and it's basically like a protection lighthouse. So there's a little bit of bad juju coming my way, so I'm just like clearing that out. And basically what it does is it transmutes it, sends it back to the sender, and sends it with lots of love. There's no bad blood. There's no bad juju being returned. It transmutes the negative energy into positive energy and sends it back. Okay, we're ready. Kathleen. Kathleen, are you dealing with greed in your space, whether it feels like it's coming from you or from someone else? Is there a thing about battling greed in yourself, or there's someone in your space that is being greedy, perhaps? I'm getting this almost gluttony vibe, and I don't quite know what that's about. So just let me know if that relates, or if it completely doesn't relate, I'll keep digging and I'll see. I'm not too sure. Okay, that's a no. So let's keep going. It means something else. See, this is what I love about the feedback, because if it's like, I see an image and I'm like, I think that's what that means, but it may not relate. Speed. I still keep getting this greed energy, so I'm not quite sure. Let's just see what happens. And we'll see if we can expand upon this a little bit more, but I am still getting the greed thing. In the highest light of Kathleen, calling in her highest light, calling the highest light for her and the message and for me. Okay. They're taking me into this earth cave. The guides that I'm getting from you are quite earthly. That's interesting. They work with the guides that I get for you are they're interdimensional guides, but they're currently very much like focused in on the earth energy. Brighter than the night sky is what they just said. Brighter than the night sky. That's a reminder for you. The butterflies, there's this butterfly energy. Hmm. The greed for speed. What's such a weird thing to receive? The greed for speed. It's like I want it to go faster than it's going. Why isn't it going faster? There's this theme of I want it to be faster than it is. I don't know what that's relating to. If that relates to anything specifically in your life right now, let me know, girl. Otherwise, we're going to keep going with this. They're taking me into this beautiful crystalline cave. And in the cave, there is a stream, and the stream opens up to the ocean. And there's a boat, and they're getting us on the boat, and they're taking us over the stream. It's like, okay, so what I'm getting is if things slow down, it's all going to go to pieces. That's what I'm hearing. It's like, it's what they've done. The guides have put me in this boat with you. We're going through the cave, and then we go through the cave into the ocean, but there's a ginormous drop. It's like a waterfall. And the fear is, I am going to drop. I am going to lose it all if I slow down. But actually, what happened was we floated. So there's this feeling of, I don't know if it's retirement energy, but it could be. But there's this feeling of I want things to slow down or things need to slow down a little bit in the pace of life. It's either that or things have just slowed down for you. It's either it needs to or it's about to or it has just done, and there's some sort of mistrust of the speed. So what they're saying is you need to trust in the slowness. 'Cause that's where the ease comes from, and that's where you shine. How are you still here? Does it relate? I don't know if you're still in here, Kathleen. Let me know. Um, I am feeling Starseed Oracle for you. Okay, I get that. Good. If you want to ask a clarifying question, you can. Can't make it up. Beautiful. That card doesn't feel relevant. It came out, but I don't think it's relevant. But the other card, whoa, there's another one. Girl, are you for real? I love these cards. See, this is why working with cards is just fun because it just adds this extra dimension to the reading that you just don't get otherwise. I really like it. Divination tools is as old as time. You know, I'm Greek and my ancestors, literally, I pull this card as I start mentioning ancestors. Come on. Um, so my ancestors are Greek and they used coffee. Do you know the coffee reading where you would read the coffee grounds? You know, you drink the crazy ass strong coffee and then read the grounds. That's a form of divination. As old as time. These are the cards. Remember how I said I saw an image of you floating above the water? Yeah? Hi. For those playing on Instagram and YouTube. This card is about spiritual development. This card is about there is a spiritual development that is available to you in the space that comes from slowing it down, or if you have just been in a slowing down space, there's more time. I'm curious which one it is, but it's like when there's more time to focus on the spirituality, you can. So there's just like this is like a I choose. I choose to slow down things a little bit so I have the spaciousness. This card, it's the weight card. It's come up for another person, but for you specifically, let's turn it again, floating above, floating above. This is again about time, isn't it? I mean, wait, slow down. I can't make it up. It's just, I don't know if you want to hear this, but this is what we're getting. And the last card is, this is like, this card represents the fear that your guides showed me would happen and the antidote. So I believe so. No, I do need to hear it. That's the thing about spirit guides, is they will deliver the truth whether we want to hear it or not. They will deliver the truth. That is, remember I said that the fear was that they showed me was that you would fall. And that's what this card represents. I can't say the word because it'll get me flagged again on the things. But that's what this card represents. There is a fear of losing it all if the slowing down happens. But what the remedy is, loosen your grip. Let go of that. It doesn't have to be that way. That mindset isn't true. And what this creates is, as the card says, what this creates is coping mechanisms and density. The coping mechanisms are, if I keep spinning the wheel, everything's going to be fine, because then we don't need to deal with this fear because I'm spinning the wheel. It's fine. Addiction. I think that's addiction to doing. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm getting, addiction to doing. And the remedy, let God in. This is that piece I was saying before about your guides are wanting you to open more spiritually, but you need to dedicate just a little bit of time. Yeah. So an action step in that is maybe you do have that 5 minutes to do meditation, or that extra 5 minutes. Or, for me, that I live near the beach. So it's like, you know what? I will prioritize going to the beach today. And I don't care what anyone else says about it. And because I can, yeah, because you can. And so letting that come in. All right, girl, thank you so much. We are done, skis. I know. No. Thank you, Kathleen. Thank you. I know so many of you have been waiting for a while, and I would love to be able to read everyone, but I can't. There's only so much that I have capacity for. So we're going to leave it here. But if you are still here and you would like a reading, know that I'm going to be coming back in a couple of days. I'm doing live readings all of this week. So you can absolutely come back and get your live reading, or you might want to book in your own online reading with me. They start from audio readings, if that's like a more affordable option for you, and I'll send it to your inbox, or you can do a one-on-one in-person reading with me at any time. I have launched my psychic development coaching, and I'm super excited for it. That's why I'm going live every single week. If you want to learn how to do this for yourself, I can teach you how to do that. It's called Inner Ascension Alchemy. You can find all of the details where all of the details are. I can't say the word because, social media. But yeah, if you click up on my thing, up on my little screen, my face there, you'll see it. Thanks, guys. Thanks for your patience. And I do hope to see you in the next one. If you did want a free reading, feel free to reach out to me if you've got any questions about guides and the things. I will happily answer from my knowledge. I'm sending big love to you. I'm signing off, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day, evening, or whatever time it is in your part of the world. Bye. And thanks, guys, on Instagram and YouTube. I'm going to sign off.